From the NIV says, therefore, just as sin entered into the world through one man and death through sin, and in this way, death came to all men because what? All sin. Okay. Okay, let me read. Just as sin entered the world through one man. See, that's the stuff I want to teach at Bible study, but y'all don't come. So I got to start sharing it during Sunday morning. Sin, you can't get around it. Because, see, Adam was the first man, Adam. And he was the crown of God's creation. And all men came through Adam. Check this out. And because Adam sinned, now the sin wasn't eating of the tree. No apple trees and all that. The sin was that he disobeyed the order of God. That's what's wrong in our culture. Y'all don't know it. That there ain't no order. Well, nobody, you can't tell your children nothing now. Somebody will arrest you. If you discipline your children, I'll get arrested. Ain't no order in the house. Children are acting like adults. And adults are acting like children. No order in the house. God help me preach this today. But just as sin entered the world through one man, so did death. Now, if your mama's perfect, your dad is perfect, and granddaddy and grandmama perfect, when you finish, you got to go back to Adam. And so since Adam wasn't perfect, you ain't either. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a dysfunctional family. Oh, turn to somebody and say, he working on a series called The Addams Family. Okay, y'all gonna miss this. After a while, you're gonna catch this. Addams Family, there's a lurch and a thing. Gomez and Morticia. Uncle Fester? And that wasn't his name? Yeah, okay, guess what I'm saying? Flawed. Say with me, flawed. Sin means ruin. So you come from a dysfunctional family. I don't care how well things are, how well things look. But they do have some, I ain't going to tell y'all that sermon. Let me stay on this one. So in chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, we understand that the three facets, the three aspects and facets of salvation is justification, sanctification, and glorification. Justification is when God looks at me as if I've never sinned. That's what I shout about, because I know I have. Sanctification is when he keeps me from being overpowered by sin. See, justification is that I'm saved from the penalty of sin. Sanctification is I'm saved from the power of sin. Back in the 70s, Flip Wilson used to say, the devil made me do it. Biggest lie ever told. Turn to somebody and say, the devil can't make you do nothing. Come on, you've been blaming the devil most of your life. Devil can't make you do nothing. Devil can't make you do nothing. I had a conversation with a brother and said that because he didn't want somebody to be upset and all, that he decided he wasn't going to do certain things. Now, I really covered that real well. And I told him, I said, man, don't you let nobody stop you from doing what you need to do. I said, you make up your mind to do whatever you want and go whenever you want and do whatever you want, say whatever you make up your mind. It's your choice. Don't you let nobody stop you. What you say about me does not define me. It does not give a definition for who I am. You can't determine who I am because you don't have a heaven or a hell to put me. You didn't wake me up and you don't take care of me. Okay. And I said, don't you let nobody determine. I'm talking to somebody here today. I don't know who you are. I'm talking to you. This message is for you. You know what I'm talking about. Can I give y'all a secret? If you just remain in the hand of God, God will take you to where he wants you to go. Some of y'all missed that, didn't you? If you just stay in the hand of God, he'll take you where he wants you to go. You want to go someplace else. You want to do some other stuff. You want to have it right now. He says you need to go through this so you can appreciate it when you get there. If you ain't never been broke, you can't appreciate having $50 in your pocket. If you never had 50 cents, you can't appreciate 55 cents. I need to go and finish this, don't I? Okay, three. So sanctification is you're saved from the power of sin. You control it. You do control it. We all control it. Now, the whole focus of this series of messages is pointing to the fact that we're saints. In the eyes of God, we're saints. But in our own eyes and in the eyes of others, we are engaging in sinful stuff. Take time to think about it. You know I'm telling you the truth. Don't nobody know. You ain't been exposed. You know, that's what makes me upset. You know, we sit up in church act like we all that holy, and we hear about some folk. Now, I am holy. But you ought not think of yourself more highly than you ought to. You see people who get caught. You see people who get caught up. You see people who are down, and the first thing we want to do is to look down our noses and say, ain't it a shame? What you ought to be saying is, God, help them, because if it wasn't for the Holy Spirit concealing your condition, somebody would be looking at you the same way. Everybody up, you ain't been that holy. You ain't, you know, some of y'all just got out the club. Just come out the street. Just left that man or woman's wife or husband alone. I said I wasn't going to do that. Some of us still have problems. That's what you ought to shout about. God ain't exposing you. If God just exposed the fact that you are drunk or a drug addict or addicted, I said this morning, may as well share. We think when we talk about addiction that we're talking about drugs. You can be addicted to sex. You can be addicted to selling yourself. You could be addicted to shopping. You stop looking at folk when they talk about addiction. You better look at yourself. What is it that you do habitually that you wish you could stop? When you start thinking about that, you'll stop thinking. As a matter of fact, when you take a look at your life and where you are and where you used to be and where you should be, you ain't got no time to look at nobody else. You ought to take time to get yourself right. Can I preach this up in here? You ought to turn to somebody and say, you better look at yourself. Here it is that you see somebody and they got a little bit of mote in their eye. They got one little flaw, and you got this big beam or telephone pole sitting in you better stop looking at folk and start handling your business. Are you in the right relationship with God? All have sinned and come short. He didn't say y'all have sinned. All have sinned. Excuse me a minute. That's what I shout about in spite of. Can I close it, y'all? While I was yet a sinner, he didn't wait till I got saved. While I was still ungodly, he sent Jesus Christ. God help me today. Because he knew when I would get to that point. Bless his holy name. The two things I got to share, at least what's in verse 2. He said, therefore, since we have been justified through faith, it's through faith we are saved.